Luke 11:1-13 offers profound insights into prayer, applicable to daily life. Here are 4 significant takeaways. 1. The importance of persistent prayer. The passage emphasizes the need for persistent and unwavering prayer. The parable of the friend at midnight illustrates that even an unwilling friend can be persuaded by persistent requests. This teaches us that persistent prayer, fueled by faith, can move God to act, not because he is reluctant, but because his love responds to our earnest seeking. This doesn't imply manipulative persistence, but rather a confident reliance on God's goodness and willingness to answer. 2. Prayer as a relationship, not a ritual. The passage moves beyond the mechanical recitation of prayers. Jesus teaches that prayer is a dynamic relationship with a loving Father. The Lord's Prayer, presented within this context, serves as a model for prioritizing God's kingdom and seeking his provision for our needs, both spiritual and physical. This shifts the focus from a transactional view of prayer to a relational one, emphasizing intimacy and communion with God. 3. God's unfailing generosity. The comparison between human parents giving good gifts to their children and God's even greater generosity in providing the Holy Spirit underscores God's abundant grace. This highlights God's desire to bless his children, not out of obligation, but out of overflowing love. It encourages us to approach prayer with confidence, knowing that God delights in answering our requests, especially when those requests align with his will and purpose for our lives. And the transformative power of the Holy Spirit. The promise of receiving the Holy Spirit as a result of asking is central to the passage. The Holy Spirit empowers believers to live out the petitions of the Lord's Prayer, fostering forgiveness, humility, and dependence on God. This emphasizes that prayer is not merely a means of receiving blessings, but also a catalyst for spiritual transformation, aligning our lives with God's purposes and enabling us to live lives that reflect his character. The Holy Spirit equips us to persevere in prayer and to live out the fruits of a life lived in communion with God.